next one, step 10, we have our pin connectors. Now with these are how this board connects to the LED board. And as it says, be sure to install vertically. Yes. The reason for that poorly worded instruction is that it's possible for these to be slightly off, or quite a bit off, and the same, they can be ever so slightly twisted. The way to combat this, let's just get that upside down, and just carefully. The way to combat this is exactly how we've been doing with virtually every other component, and that is by soldering just one pin, then checking to see if it is aligned correctly. So let's do that. We'll just solder one pin. So then you can look down it and see, are these vertical? They do seem to be vertical. You can look down from above. Are these straight? Well, kind of. There is a little bit of wiggle room. They don't have to be absolutely sub-micron correct. These seem to be all right. They're also looking even this way as well. So now we can come back and solder these up. If any adjustments had needed to be made, we would just heat up the joint and then make those adjustments, and then let it set again. Glad I didn't go any lower with this microphone. That's those all soldered in, so that's step 10. Now we have our power switch. And we install from the back of the board. This doesn't matter which way round. It is, obviously as it's a switch, it doesn't matter. But can you see that there's potentially a problem here? You see that little solder wisp coming up? That's going to short out on the case of that, so I just need to reflow that and get rid of that. Actually, that was the lead of the resistor. This resistor here. Now we can be sure that we're not going to short out onto the case. So this is going to be one of these ones. I'm holding this on, and so we just got to position our solder. This is where having 14 hands really helps. Sorry if this is a bit, there we go, let's try and get this a bit central for you. It's a rubbish looking joint, I have to say. It's not very good. This is just a mechanical joint. The electrical connections are these central ones. But I will come back and remake that other one once I've done this side here. Just add a tiny bit of extra solder, mainly for the flux. So that's page 2 of the instructions complete. Now onto page 3. We have our variable trimmer to install, and we've got our position and even a silkscreen for it. So this is what's called a snap fitting. As you can see, the legs are already sort of pre-bent so that whenever it goes into position, it's very tempting to push against your finger like this, but don't do that unless you like acupuncture, surprise acupuncture, because when these go through, it often goes through like that with a bit of a jolt, and that gets painful. So the good thing about this, we can shake that, tap that, it stays in place. It's sort of sprung by its legs. So this little potentiometer just adjusts the sensitivity for the microphone. Now we've only got one stage left with this circuit board, and that is to install our actual integrated circuits. As you can see on the circuit board, on the silk screen, we have the little dimple and also a 1 indicating pin 1. Same up here, we've got the dimple and the 1, pin 1 is here. On the IC itself, we have the dimple. Some of them will have a little dot painted on to indicate pin 1. Others just have, like this, the dimple. And obviously this one is the wrong way around. There we go. So this is the orientation. Now with larger integrated circuits, they come quite a bit splayed out with their legs. These ones aren't too bad. Sometimes you have to squeeze these in. They don't always just drop into the sockets. So as you can see, these ones slightly splayed. So all you have to do is take a flat object, put the chip down on, again, a firm and flat surface, and just gently roll those legs. Again, then got the notch. And some integrated circuits are very susceptible to static that builds up on the human body. And so for those ones you have to take extra precautions and have like a wrist strap on that is grounded. But these particular chips in this kit aren't so susceptible. So we are able to just handle them, although it's not good practice to handle them too much. As you can see, we're all lined up, and then it's just a case of pushing home. Then double checking that we've got the dimple in the same place as it is on the silk screen. So that's this circuit board complete. And that's probably going to be the end of this particular video. In the next part, we shall start populating this display PCB that has all of these LEDs on them. So that will be coming up next, and we'll also then hopefully find or design a case for this and install it in a case and finish it all off and see if it works. So until then, thanks for watching.